What up? What up? What up? What's up, y'all? What's going on? What's going down? Listen, it's Wednesday. Come on, chair, act right, y'all. Hold on. It's Wednesday. It is time for your free homeschool coaching. If you're coming in, say, hey, what's up? Let me know that you're here. Give me a minute. I am going to share into some groups and make sure that we are getting out there, right? But do me a favor. If you're in here, say, hey, what's up? Let me know that you're here. How about not or? Please go ahead and share. Let's see. Hold on one second. I want to share one more place. You know what? No, I don't. I don't want to share any more places. I think I've done enough. Okay. So if you're coming in, say, hey, what's up? Let me know that you're here. Let me turn on Instagram to make sure that I can see the comments that I need to see. Okay. Hey, LVZN. Hey, Q minus. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. I hope you guys are having an absolutely wonderful Wednesday. But we're going to come on here and get started. Let me put that up so we're good to go. All right. In the comments, let's see what we got here. Hey, Ann Jones. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. Hey, Tiffany. Tiffany says, hello. I'm actually talking to my husband about your live yesterday. We are figuring out if we will go in the homeschool direction. Great information for newbies like my family. Oh, you're welcome. You are absolutely welcome. Feel free to ask any questions you need to ask about that. I have some videos on YouTube, how to start, like 5 ways to start, all that good stuff. If you have questions, go ahead and ask. Have your husband come on here and ask some questions. Let's get this figured out, okay? Let's see. Hey, Q minus. Let's see. Okay, yeah, talking. Hey, Sherry. Hey, girl. Thanks for joining me. Hey, Jaquithia, hashtag Guru Click. Now, listen, if you're new here, okay, say, hey, what's up to me. Let me know where you're from, okay? Y'all, excuse me. I'm making some tea, guys. It is cold in Texas. It's cold. Fancy that, right? Making some tea, and y'all know I'm still doing the foolishness and shenanigans that come with COVID a little bit. So I've been trying to get me some lemon and ginger tea consistently to help with that. But anyway, if you're new here, say, hey, what's up? Let me know that you're here. If you are watching the replay, do hashtag replay, because I do come back and watch these videos, y'all, to make sure, like, I critique myself. I know it's terrible, but I critique myself. And so I do come back and respond to the comments that I did not respond to on the live. Okay. So make sure you go ahead and respond. Okay. Do me a favor. Everybody that is in here, please share, like, and comment. Let's get out here in these homeschool streets. We are continuing the conversation of our homeschool biggest fears and how that's hot, and trying to figure out ways to get over or to solve those fears, right? Sometimes fears are legitimate, right? And I'm not saying that they're not, legitimate, but sometimes they are. And because of that, we want to make sure that we are doing our best to, I don't want to say we're doing our best to conquer them. How about that? Okay, so I'm going to start real quick with Instagram. Let's see what we got. Hey, Instagram, y'all popping today. I got a little few people on there. I appreciate you. Let's see. IlVZN says, do you use a homeschool ID for discounts? So we do have homeschool IDs I've created. The thing about that is that, spit it out, Sean. It's not really required. I don't necessarily have to have it, even for the things that I have used it for that you should have to have it for. So like, for instance, what's that place? No, not Half Price Books. Barnes and Nobles. Yeah, Barnes and Nobles has a teacher's program, and they usually ask for your ID or something to that effect. But we do have some. I just have never used them. There is a free link that you can use. Okay, IlVZN, if you're on Instagram, send me a message asking me for the link for the homeschool IDs and homeschool ID maker. Ask me for that, and I will send that to you, okay? I'm going to put it in the comments here. Let's see. Oh, and this has changed a little bit. But let me put it in there for me. Free resources. Let's go here, and I will give you the link for that. So I'm going to put it in the comments here. Okay, let's do that here. Okay, so there are the comments to get a free homeschool ID. Real easy. Like you can send it and it'll send you you'll put all the information in. You can do a teacher ID and a student ID, and it'll send you like a PDF or a JPEG or something, and you can keep it so you can send it that way, or you can pay for it and they'll send you like an actual card that's laminated. Okay. So that's up to you. Let's see. Maryland, it's cold here too, and I just got some herbs today. I'm learning from you, sis. I appreciate it. You're welcome. You're welcome. So listen, yeah, it's cold down here in Texas. I got my desk heater on. I got my tea. Like it's just a bunch going on. It's cold in here. Okay. Let's see. Sherry says checking in from Maryland. It's cold too, right? No, it's cold, but it should be cold in Maryland. Y'all in Maryland, fam. Like that's what y'all do up there, right? Hey, Camille, thank you for joining me. Half Price Books does it as well. Okay. We don't really, Half Price Books, I guess, most books that my kids get from Half Price Books are under $10. So I never really thought about, them having a teacher's ID. So, yeah, check that out too. Okay. Hey, Holly. Yay. First time I've made a live. I'm always watching the recordings. Well, thank you so much for being here, girl. Where are you from? Okay. We're going to get started quick. I'm not going to be before you long. I say that every time. And lately I have been here like 45 minutes or an hour, but we're good, fam, right? Like we're good. If y'all need to leave, pop back in. You do what you got to do. Okay. So we're going to talk about our biggest fears, right? We're talking about our biggest fears, and how we can conquer them, right? So let me go back to the ones we talked about on Monday, right? We talked about, let's see. I think I'm in my wrong notes. Y'all know what we talked about. We talked about on Monday. I will list it again later on, but we had 3 different things that we were scared of. Okay. So we're going to talk about 3 new ones that we're scared of, right? The first one is us being able to balance home and school. Okay. So we're concerned that with the undertaking, the huge undertaking of homeschooling, we're concerned about being able to take care of our home duties, I guess you would say. So whether that is cleaning the house, laundry, whatever the case may be, or if, being a wife, being a boo thing or a spouse, whatever. So we're concerned about being able to do that. And I'm going to be honest with you. It's a rough road for moms in general. I don't care what anybody says. They can sit here and pretend like it's easy and it's perfect and they got all their stuff together. But being a mom is not easy. We have to manage everyone's life in the darn house, right? So I have to manage my husband's life. I have to manage my life. I have to manage my 3 kids of their life, right? And then I have to manage anything that comes along with it. So whether that's businesses, sports, whatever that is. Okay. So to be honest with you, it's going to be difficult. I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to be difficult. Some things are going to fall by the wayside. But what's going to be important for you is in those moments that you remember that there's brand new mercies. Like, let me just be honest with you. Okay. So I'll talk about my situation right now, my current situation. If you're close friends with me, then you know what's been going on with me, a lot more detail than everybody else. But I had a presentation that I was doing for someone else, right, about homeschooling. And I had a presentation. I had to do a recording. I had to do all this kind of stuff. Like I had to do a big thing for her. And it was due. I told her I'd have it for Sunday night, y'all. And for some reason, I couldn't get it together and I was struggling. So Sunday, I was struggling to like really get it done, but I finally got it done. So I text my friends and I was like, look, I'm working. Look, I'm cute. I put my makeup on, did my hair, all that stuff, getting that stuff done. But in the meantime, in the background, I was literally fussing at everyone in the house, like my husband and my kids. And I was like, y'all, I'm starting to feel anxious. Like every room I'm walking in right now has something going on that it shouldn't be. The front hallway was jacked up, from the outside of the house into the house was jacked up because we had some of our business stuff from a catering stuff, all kind of up against the wall. Like it wasn't put away where it belongs. We went into our office and the kids' school stuff was all over the place. Plus some of the catering stuff was all over the place. And then my stuff for my coaching business was all over the place. I went into the living room and one of my boys had done laundry. And because it was a busy weekend, he literally was washing clothes, drying clothes, throwing them on the couch, washing clothes, drying clothes, throwing them on the couch. And it was like, okay, well, when you get back, you're going to finish it. You're going to fold your laundry. Well, it was Monday and he still hadn't folded his laundry. And so laundry was sitting on my couch. So that was frustrating. My kitchen was jacked up. I had cooked, and the person who was supposed to clean the kitchen didn't clean up the kitchen like they were supposed to. So it was jacked up, y'all. My bedroom was jacked up. My bedroom still is jacked up. Today's the day I'm supposed to be cleaning it. But my bedroom was jacked up. And so it was a lot for me. So I literally walked up to like all of my family, all 4 of them, and said, you guys, I'm getting anxious. We've got to do something about this house. I don't care what you do. I don't care how you get it done, but I need you to change it. Like, get to your chore, whatever responsibility that you're supposed to have, I need you to get to it. Now, if you've been with me for a long time, then you know my motto when it comes to family and responsibility. Somebody tell me what my motto is. I know Jaquithia knows it. Camille might know it. I don't know. I think she's fairly new. Anne may know it, may have heard me say that, but I know 100% that Jaquithia knows it, okay? If you know it, put it in the comments. In response to the mom taking on all the responsibility of the family. Tell me, can anybody tell me what it is? I'm gonna see if Jaquithia can tell me. I know 100% she knows. It starts with everyone. Let's see. So listen, I'm not gonna wait because I don't want to waste your time, okay? So here's the thing. Here is my thing. Everyone in our house contributes to the well-being of the family. All of us, okay? So it's not just my responsibility to take care of the cooking, the cleaning, to make sure the house functions accordingly, to make sure it's clean, to make sure that it's not I guess it's the same thing, a mess, right? Everybody is responsible for making sure that we all function correctly in the family. So that means if it's your day to clean up, if it's your day to cook, you cook. Whatever it is that you're supposed to do, you're supposed to do. Everyone contributes to the well-being of the family. Nobody's too big, nobody's too small, right? So you can wash dishes, you can wipe counters, you can fold clothes, you can vacuum floors, you can sweep and mop, you can do all of that, okay? So when it comes to you falling out of balance as far as taking care of your responsibilities as a homeschool mom, taking care of your kids, and also taking care of your husband. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Everybody contributes to the well-being of the family. It is not just your responsibility to cook and to clean and to do laundry. I'm sorry. I don't know who put that out there, okay? I don't know who put that out there. Like, we just sitting at home doing nothing, okay? Like, we literally just sitting here watching our kids, like, doing nothing. I don't know who put that out there, but that's not how it works in our family. So what I would suggest to you is that you 100% make sure that you start setting some ground rules and some clear expectations of what you want them to do. We started my youngest one. My youngest is 11 now. He was folding clothes, I think, when he was 4 or 5 years old, but he wasn't folding the difficult stuff. We started him with towels, right? And y'all, he folded them towels so terribly. Them towels was looking like this, right? He was folding them towels like this. They were looking like this. Look, mommy, I folded a stack of towels and all the towels was all like this. They was just messed up, right? They were terrible. I had to let go of that and say, oh, good job, baby. Let mom help you put them into the laundry, the linen closet. I had to say that. Like, I had to suck up my need to make sure that the towels all looked the same. I had to suck that up and make sure that he was good to go. So I'm telling you, even the littles can get it. They can get this work, right? You can get this work. Go fold them towels. We started off with towels. We started off with towels, and we started off with pants, right? Jeans, something simple like that. Because what do you do to jeans, right? You fold them, and we did it real simple, okay? So we fold it like a hot dog, okay? Just like a hot dog, right? Now we fold it, and we turn it, and we fold it like a hamburger, boop. And now we fold it like another hamburger, boop. Here are your jeans. Here are your pants. That's how we started him doing laundry, just the little stuff. It is not our responsibility to make sure the entire family dumps their crap on us. Sorry, I'm not the one. If that's what you're expecting to get out of me, I'm not going to tell you that, right? It got to the point even where my 11-year-old has a bad habit of literally walking in the house and leaving a trail of soccer equipment from the door to the living room. Hold on one second. Let me turn this heater off. um, from the door to the living room. So he would come in the house, take off his cleats in the front. Then he would come in the living room and he'd take his socks off here. And then he'd take his shin guards off here. And then he had to do this here. And it was like, you know what? I am tired. First of all, you want to junk up your room? Cool. Junk up your room. I only require you to clean that once a week. Okay. Junk up your room. But the common area spaces, you need to keep your stuff out of there. I kept saying that to him over and over and over and over again. You need to keep your stuff out of the common space area. There shouldn't be soccer balls and socks and cleats and all that stuff all over the place. So what we started doing was we heard from one of my from my former mentor, Dr. Shiva, that you need to. She does something with her kids where she has them put things away 10 times. So what I did was I had him put it away for 10 times, right? So 10 times I literally had him grab his soccer cleat and it was each thing. So you have a soccer cleat 10 times. So he would go from his closet back to where it was, to his closet, back to where it was, to his closet, back to where it was 10 times to put it away. We did every single thing like that. His backpack, his ball. If it was one sock, if there were 2 socks and they were 2 separate places, he had to do each of them 10 times. Okay. It's not our responsibility to do that, y'all. Hold them accountable. They can do it. We don't have to put all this on our back. Okay. I'm going to look at the comments real quick and then I will come back to number 2. Okay. Holly says, Tennessee, the chilly weather is making its way here too. Oh, okay. Okay. Tiffany said, come on. Jaquithia had it. She said, everyone pulls their weight. Exactly. Everybody contributes to the well-being of the family, right? Hey, Hester. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, Code Cruncher. Thank you so much for joining me. Ilvizian says 100. Absolutely. And she's laughing, child. But she said, but they have to learn. Yeah, you're going to have to learn, right? You're going to have to learn how to help take care of yourself. It is not our responsibility. So that was the first question. How is it possible for us to balance home and school? It's a balancing game, right? Some days are great. Some days are not, right? Some days you kick it, you rock it. You get all the homeschooling done, laundry, you can clean the bathroom, clean the bedroom, all that good stuff, and you're good. And some days you're like, child, I'm tired and I don't have time for none of this. That's the reality of things. And you have to be okay in that space and say, you know what? I didn't get this done today, but I'm going to do it tomorrow. I didn't get this done and I was supposed to get this done. I'm going to do this tomorrow. What are some tasks and some things that I can delegate to the kids and have them do, like doing their own laundry? My kids do their own laundry. I haven't touched their laundry in years. You are responsible for washing your own clothes, drying them and folding them and putting them away. That's your responsibility. Why am I washing your stuff and you wear it? I don't understand. And you fully capable and able-bodied and you can do it yourself. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Okay. So that was number 1. Number 2 is, will a homeschool education be recognized in college? Okay. So this question, and I'm going to be honest, I'm going to tell you again a story about me. So when we were deciding to homeschool our kids, I went to a conference. And if you know me by now, then you know that I'm not too fond of this conference now. I'm not too fond of this organization as of now. But we went to a conference. I went to a conference. I'm talking about I went to a conference. And one of my biggest concerns was my kids being able to get into college, like people accepting our education as normal or just the same as, traditional schooling or whatever the case may be. And while I was there, I met a lady. I don't remember if she was speaking or not. I don't think she was speaking, but she was at one of the sessions. But while I was there, she was telling me how she was homeschooled and she was a doctor. Okay. Her husband was homeschooled and he was a lawyer. She was raising her kids. She had several kids. She was one of those homeschoolers that had a gang of kids, right? When I say a gang, she had 8+ kids, and the older ones were currently enrolled in college. A couple of them were in Ivy League. A couple of them were in normal. A couple of them were in technical schools. Okay. And I sat down and talked to her and I picked her brain. I asked her all kinds of questions. I was concerned. Like, I want my kids to go to school. I don't know if school is going to be for them, but if it is, I want them to be recognized. I want them to be prepared, ready to go. She was like, them being prepared is all about what you teach them in the beginning. Okay. What you're teaching them, first of all. Second of all, colleges love homeschoolers. And I was like, What do you mean they love homeschoolers? They love homeschoolers because they're able to independently work. They've already learned the study habits. They've already learned how to independently study and work without assistance and help. Usually they come in there and they fly, right? Is what she said. In the conversations that I've had 3 conversations with 3 different colleges, one HBCU, one university, and one and this one I just most recently had one community college, one junior college. And I talked to the junior college actually Monday or Tuesday. They love, love, love homeschoolers. All 3 of these people not connected. One is here in Texas. The junior college is here in Texas. The HBCU is not in Texas at all. And the other university is not in Texas. They're not connected in any type of way. They were not the same. Not the same. Okay. So I asked them, like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean you love them? Oh, because they usually come in here and they can do what they need to do, right? They're okay with the culture shock. They're okay with being able to get things done. They have been out in the real world this entire time and are able to function a lot better than the typical or the average high schooler. And so that alone is what you need to be worried about. Preparing them as far as the education is concerned. Preparing them, making sure that they have everything they need as far as book is concerned when it comes to that. But as far as them getting into a college, they can get into college with homeschool. Okay. Now, different states require different things. For us here in Texas, we're considered pretty much a private school. Not really, but we're kind of considered a private school. So when my child graduates this year, when my baby graduates this year, I will write my own diploma for her. I have a transcript. If they needed a sealed envelope, whatever the case may be, I'll get it notarized, whatever it is that I need to do. But I am in control of all of that, right? Okay. Some states actually require that you get one from the program that they're using. Okay. It depends on what stages you're working. But if the question is, can they go to college as homeschoolers? They absolutely can go to college. They can actually go early. You can start them in college at 15. You can start them in college at 14 if you want to. There's a whole little system and a rhyme and a reason and a way to do that, right? So yes, they can go to college. You can have your child at 14 or 15 years old taking dual enrollment classes at the local junior college or community college and be good. Okay. So yes, your kids, your education can be accepted. Okay. All right. Let me look at the comments before I move on. Let's see. Thank you for your info. You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. Il VZN says, how do you know if your school is public or private in NYC? Wow, really? So in NYC, again, I've explained to you, New York is a whole nother ball game, right? So I would have to look up the rules as far as what y'all are required to do. But for us here in Texas, we are considered pretty much a private school. So we can educate any type of way that we want to educate. Basically, our law says we have to teach in a bona fide manner is what that means. That's literally in there. So basically that means we have to be true. So we have to be really homeschooling our kids. And so for us in this instance, if I wanted to take my 15-year-old now and say, hey, we're going to go take some courses at the local community college. Are you okay with that? Is that something you want to do? I can enroll him in dual enrollment and he be getting credit for high school and also be getting credit for college at 14 or 15 years old. Okay. That is true. That is 100% true. Now, there are some steps that you have to take, right? But yes, that can happen. So it all depends. It all depends on where you're from. Okay. Hey, Hester. Kimberly says, hashtag Guru Click. I'm late, but I'm here. Hey, girl. Hey, what's up? Let's see. Hester says, my husband took my daughter to an open house 4-year college in upstate New York. They love homeschool children. He said to my husband, we have several homeschool kids. They are very responsible. They don't look for the frat parties. He said, homeschool kids are very responsible and focused. Listen, there goes somebody else telling you exactly what I said. They love homeschoolers because, again, it has been instilled in them to have that independent study, right? At that point, when they're in high school, typically they're doing their work, you're giving it to them, and they're just getting it done. So by the time they get in college, they already know the system. They already know what to do. They already know how to get it done. Listen, if I sit my behind down and I study, or if I sit my behind down and I do my work, then I can have free time and do whatever it is I need to do later on, okay? They typically do that, right, as homeschoolers because we've trained them. We've started independent study already. Okay. We started that when we first started homeschooling. We're starting to, teach them that. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Leandra. Leandra says, what programs are you using for your high schooler? Is it accredited? So for us, Leandra, I am not using accredited, right, as of now. Well, I don't know if teaching textbooks is. I am not. So I use a plethora of different resources as far as that's concerned when it comes to curriculum. Okay. So I don't use just like a flat out Rebecca, BJU, Sunlight. I don't use a box curriculum or anything like that. I usually pick and pull different things. So for math, for my high schooler, we are doing teaching textbooks for the first time this year. For her science thing, we're doing psychology. So she's taking a psychology course. She's also doing personal finance class as well. And then she's got some reading and ELA and writing and stuff that she's doing. Okay. So I pull different things from different places and do it that way. So basically I create my own curriculum. I may have a little bit of here, a little bit of there. I'm not using a straightforward curriculum as far as that's concerned. Okay. All right. So that was question number 1 and question number 2. Question number 1 is it possible to balance home and school? Question number 2 was, will a homeschool education be recognized by colleges? And we already went through those, right? So now let's go to the last one. The last one is, I worry about my kids and what they will miss out on in school. Now, I'm not one of those homeschool coaches that's going to tell you like, child, forget that. Don't worry about that. That's not me. I'm going to be very honest with you. I was concerned about that. I still am concerned about that, right? So when I say missing on things like sports and first day of school pictures and dances and going to the football games and like all of that type of stuff, right? I was concerned about that because that was one of the best things for us. One of the best things for my husband and I both, but we had 2 different situations, was band, being in band, right? Marching band, going on trips, doing performances, doing all that stuff. Like I was concerned about my kids missing that. That's an honest to God, like a for real fear, right? And so let's come up with solutions for things. And a lot of what happens is now you come up with a different way to do the same type of situations. Okay. So I will explain like sports. Okay. So for sports, you want your child to play sports. A lot of states do have homeschool basketball teams, okay? Homeschool football teams. Well, you know what? Let me stop that. I won't say a lot of states have that. What I do know is for basketball, there are a lot of states that have homeschool basketball teams. I will say that, okay? What I know here in Texas is there are a lot of sports that are played for homeschoolers. There are homeschool teams for basketball, football, baseball, tennis, cross country, track, golf. Did I say tennis, cheerleading? I think that's it that I know of. Okay. So that's 9 different sports that I know have homeschool teams, like an actual organization that does something for them. Okay. So you can do that. Now, say for instance, you're in an area where they don't do homeschool sports in your local city. You can always go to the actual city, participate in their city sports or the YMCA or the whatever it is, right? Whatever your local recreation center is called. You could also, depending on the state, go to the state, because some states say your child, like the Tim Tebow law that has just been recently passed here in Texas, some states allow you to participate in sports as a homeschooler, but there's some certain things that you have to abide by in order to do that. So check and see if that's an option, okay? So that's what we do when it comes to sports, okay? Simple things like school day photos, right? When we always take our school photos and look all, well, that's not how mine look. Mine look like this. That's how all my photos looked. When we all used to go and take our school photos, you can still do that, right? We have cameras. We all have the Androids and the iPhones and all that. And if you go on the homeschoolers, they'll do like first day of homeschool and they'll have their little slab. They'll do pictures where they'll do a first day of homeschool or first day of school, and then they'll do a last day of school and put them up against each other. So we create memories in a different way. It just doesn't look like the traditional school system, okay? Now, as far as dances and all that good stuff, here in Texas, I can speak for Texas. I can't necessarily speak for everyone else. I can speak for North Texas. North Texas typically has, I'm not going to say typically, there are homeschool dances here in North Texas. So they have homecoming. They have homecoming. There's several homecomings. There's like 2 or 3 different dances. Homecoming, they have homeschool prom. And even with the homeschool, the actual game, the homecoming game, it's homeschool teams playing against each other, having a homecoming game, and then they do a homeschool dance the next day. So as far as that's concerned, you can do all of that, right? None of that can be hindered, even with the graduation. So we talked about this. I want my baby to walk across the stage. That was one of my biggest things, right? One of my most important moments was when they called me my SMJ. Let's walk across the stage, when they called my full birth name, right? And I walked across the stage. I felt great about that, right? And so I wanted my daughter to experience that. I wanted my boys to experience it as well. And so here in Texas, they do have homeschool graduations, right? So they have it where homeschoolers come together. So I'm just going to pick some names, right? So we're going to do VZN, Leandra, Antoinette. We're going to do Holly, and all of us are homeschooling seniors. We all get together and we have one graduation together. We get a cap and gown, we do whatever it is, and they have a graduation together. So that happens here in Texas. And I can't imagine that Texas is the only state that does that, right? But even so, if you wanted to, you could do your own graduation. We talked about this previously, right? Where you could do your rites of passage type ceremony, or you could do birthday, like a party or whatever the case may be. So don't let homeschooling hold you back just because you're concerned about the things that they're going to miss out on. You find new ways to create memories or do new things for them. Okay. Y'all let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if I answered them. Y'all, my eye is itching. I'm going to take a sip of tea if it's not too hot, but y'all go ahead and let me know if you have any questions or anything like that, and I will answer it. Okay. Let's see. Antoinette says homeschool co-op in Michigan. What did I say? What does that have to do with Antoinette? Holly says, I had a moment of weakness and I sent my 7th grader back to school a couple of months ago. He is in the band and has good days and has friends. He still begs me at least 4 times a week to come back home. Listen, Holly, no judgment here. No judgment here. There are times when we will have to make a decision, and the decision may be sending your child back to school. Okay. And so at this point, Holly, if you feel that your son is okay in the traditional school system, roll with it, sweetheart. Roll with it. At this point, if you feel like it's not good and you want to bring him home, bring him home. Do what you got to do. Okay. So what I'm saying to you is don't feel guilty. Who ain't no moment of weakness, fam. You did what you felt was important at that moment. Okay. It is what it is. Now, either you stay in it or you don't. Who are me to judge? If you know, you know. But I'm just saying, there's nobody that can judge you and say, "Oh, you're a terrible homeschool mom because you sent your kid back to school." They don't know your life, Holly. They don't know what you go through. They don't know how bad your nerves are. They don't know what's on your plate. So live your life, boo. If you feel like he needs to be in school, keep him there. If you feel like he needs to come home and you can get him home, get him home. Do what you got to do. Okay. See, Jaquithia says, I do first day of school pics. I do not do first day of school pics because my kids are typically running around looking a fool. Y'all, my kids. But you know what? I can't even say nothing because I'll be in my pajamas myself. But my kids don't like to put on clothes unless they absolutely have to. So if I took a first day of pic, you'd see hair all over their head. You would see, what would you see, child? Pajamas with holes in them, their favorite pajamas. One set of pajamas, child, my son loved them so much. He cut the legs out of them. Now they shorts because they couldn't be pants anymore. And he was not finna give them to his little brother. Child, looking a fool. Do you hear me? Looking a fool. Antoinette says, we have car Detroit Pal. That's for homeschoolers. What is that? What do you mean? Hey, Taylor. In Texas, pursuing my bachelor's with 4 children. Just pray for me. Listen, you got this. You got this, Taylor. You can do it. You got this. And in any case that you don't, always use National Geographics. Let me ask my kids, what's that show? Hey, boys. Let me ask. It was a show that at one point, I was having some issues and I had to divert. I had to try something new. And there was a show on Netflix I had them watching. They liked it a lot. It was a science. Let me find out what it is. Boys. Hold on. Let me ask him what that show is. Hold on, okay? You got this, Taylor. Okay, so hold on. You're on live, but you're over there. Stay over there.
Hi, live people.
Listen, because they be looking a fool. They ain't got no clothes on.
I just got in the shower.
Okay, so listen. You remember on Netflix, there was a show that you were watching. Not the Who Was show, not National Geographic, but it had like science stuff on it. What was the name of it? Brain Games. Okay, that's all. Bye. Thanks. Nope. Out.
They're still alive.
I just told you that. Goodbye.
I my winter stuff.
Yay. Out.
I had it.
That's absolutely amazing. I'm proud of you for keeping up with it for a year. Get out of here. Y'all, they be putting on a show. Brain Games, Taylor, is what it was called on Netflix, right? And I would sit them in front of that Brain Games. This was about a few years ago. I sit them in front of Brain Games and keep it moving because I couldn't handle. I could not handle. We would find a documentary or something like that on Netflix or Hulu or something like that, and I put them in front of it. Okay, now what I want you to do is relay what you learned out of the story. Okay, so you could do a poster board, you could do somebody did a PowerPoint, you could write a paragraph, a story, you could write whatever you do. Tell me what you learned. You got this, Taylor. Be innovative. You got this. You got this. Let's see. Jaquithia says it's the only day that I request for them to dress up. Listen, yes, Brain Games, Jazzy T. Hey, girl, Brad. Yeah. Brain Games, you are absolutely correct. Do you recommend any YouTube channels? Let's see. Hold on. Let me go back. I'm sorry, Instagram. I neglected y'all. Hold on. Let's see. Hey, T.O. Hey, Jazzy T's. Okay, let's go back to the comments. My kids don't. Okay, yes, there we go. My kids don't like to get dressed either. My kids be looking a fool. I told you they didn't have no clothes on right now. It's 5:40. They got no clothes on. They be tripping. They be tripping. YouTube, National Geographic's correct, right? So as far as YouTube channels, there are tons of different YouTube channels that I could give you. One of my favorite for science is it's called Dr. Binocks, Binocks. That's one of my favorite for science. Homeschool Pop is another one that's really good. And believe it or not, we use Schoolhouse Rock a lot, right? You know, I'm just a bill on a capital. We use them a lot. But yeah, I love, those are the ones that I can think of right now on the top of my head. Okay. Brain Games. Yep. That's it. Brain Games. Yep. Brain Games is good. So even in that moment, and this goes for anybody, not just Taylor when she's struggling, right? When she's trying to pursue her bachelor's degree and teach them kids, right? That goes for anybody. You're having a moment or a day. Listen, y'all, I lesson plan this week, literally one day at a time. Monday morning, I got up at 7:00 to plan for Monday schoolwork. Now, of course, I told you I knew about what we were going to do. There's some type of formula there, but as far as exactly what needed to be done, I didn't do it till 7:00 on Monday. And they got up at 8:00 on Monday. Okay. I didn't do Tuesday until they were sitting down and started working. All I'm saying is, I am saying all of that to say to you is, get it how you live, right? So in that moment, if you're exhausted and you are not, or you are tired and unable to do what you feel like you should be doing, there's tons of information out there that you can finagle and make it your own, right? And one of my other coaches, the homeschool coaches, amazing coach, Nakanda Frank with Hopeful Homeschool, her kids, they did an assignment, and the way that they relayed the information to her was she had them do a podcast. So they did a whole podcast for her to show that they knew what she had just taught them. Be innovative. You got this, Taylor. I promise. Every single one of y'all got this. Y'all can do it. Every single one of y'all. Okay. Taylor says, thank you. I'll look into Brain Games quickly. LOL. Great ideas. Yeah, Brain Games. And I don't know if it's still on there. It might still be on there. But even so, say for instance, okay. Say for instance, you pick a topic that you want them to research. Okay. So even if you say, I don't know, let's just say we're going to talk history, the Revolutionary War. Okay. You want them to find out about the Revolutionary War. When was it? Where was it? Why did it happen? What were the results? Those 4 questions. That's a lesson. They go research it and come back to you and present it in any type of way they want to, with a poster board, with what are those stupid things? They're not stupid, but y'all know what I'm talking about. We used to do little shoebox presentation things, shoebox. And then we had to like the book report thing. You know what I'm talking about? I can't think what they call. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? We used to cut the front of the book, the shoebox out, and we had to put the paper on it. And then we had to create like a scene or whatever the case may be about what it is we're doing. So they could do that. They could do a poster board. They could do the podcast. They could do a PowerPoint presentation. They can act it out. They can do whatever they want to show you that they understood. Diorama. Yeah, that's it. They can do whatever it is that they need to do to show you that they understood those 4 questions, which again was, what was the Revolutionary War? When did it happen? Where did it happen? Why did it happen? Oh, that was 5 questions. And the results. That's a lesson. Right there. That's a lesson. Okay. All right. Okay, Tio, what did you want me to repeat? The YouTube channels? Ask me again, Tio. Yes. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Binok, Dr. Binok. So the YouTube channels are Dr. Binok, B-I-N-O-K, B-I-N-O-C, and then I think it's apostrophe S. Binox is the YouTube channel. It's all science. Homeschool Pop is great as well. And then Homeschool Pop and Schoolhouse Rock. Those are the 3 that I can think about on the top of my head. Did that work for you, T.O.? Did those work for you? Is that what you needed? Let's see. Taylor says, I'm loving you right now. I have to listen to you more often. Girl, Taylor, listen, I'm here every Monday, Wednesday at 5 p.m. Monday and Wednesday. Every Monday and Wednesday. I'm here. Just as goofy as ever. I'm here. Diorama. Yep, you're right, Jaquithia. But even that, okay, so here's the thing, guys. The goal, and this is, and I'm hipping you up to a little bit, right? Because I create our own curriculum, right? But the way that I create their own curriculum is I ask flat out, what is it that I want them to learn? What do I want them to know? Talking about the Revolutionary War, what do I want them to know? Well, I want them to know the history because it may come up later on, or you may need to understand why things are the way that they are now. Okay, so that's my goal, right? So I write down my goal. Then I say, what questions do I think need to be answered to help that goal? I gave you those 5 questions, right? Revolutionary War. Y'all getting a lesson today. Revolutionary War. Again, what was it? When did it start? Who was involved? Why did it happen? And what was the end result? Those 5 questions, okay? Then my goal is to teach the answers to all 5 of those questions, okay? Teach all the answers. Then the result is go be free. I want you to come tell me what you learned. You could tell me, you could write a paper, you could do a poster board, you could do a PowerPoint presentation, you can act it out, you can do like Nakonda's kids did, do a podcast, you can do whatever you want to. But now I want you to show me that you understand those 5 questions. Okay, so I just hipped you how to create a lesson, right? I charge $99 to teach this to people, right? In detail. But I just gave you the hip. I just hipped you to it real quick. Okay. So again, the first thing is write down your goal. Okay. So you write down your goal. Why am I teaching this? What is the goal? Okay. And then the 5 questions that will help accomplish the goal. 5 questions. It could be more, it could be less. What questions will help accomplish the goal? Okay. Then I go and I teach according to those questions. And then I tell them, okay, prove it. Prove to me that you understand that you reached that goal. That could be a test. Sometimes it's a test. It could be a worksheet. It could be a presentation, but you prove to me that you understood what I taught you. You're welcome, Tio. Diorama. Thank you so much, Holly. Thank you, girl. Takia says, Sean, I need serious homeschool help. I'm going to send you a message. Okay, girl, send me a message. You know, I'll answer. Tell me what you need. Or go into the group. Go into my group and ask, and I will help. And along with everybody else in the group. There are some amazing homeschool moms in the group, like Jaquithia, like Kimberly, that are in there. That have been homeschooling for years and can give you help. And Jaquithia, about to tell her little business, has got a wider range of kids homeschooling than I do, right? So I have 17, 15, and 11. I was about to say 9. I was about to lie. 17, 15, and 11. Jaquithia has a high schooler that's getting ready to graduate. And then she has littles. She has younger ones. So she's got a range. She's got a very different range. Than ask the questions, child. Ask the questions, okay? All right, y'all. So listen, we talked about the 3 questions that we are the biggest fears, right? So we talked about 3 on Monday. Then we talked about 3 more today, which is it possible to homeschool and balance, home life? And it is possible, but the fact of the matter is that everybody needs to contribute to the well-being of the family. It's not just your responsibility, okay? And if it comes to a day, be honest with your family. I will tell my kids in a minute, like I told you, y'all, I'm anxious. My house, I tend to get really anxious when my house is jacked up. When it's not the way that it's supposed to be, I'm like, y'all, my house is a mess. I'm getting anxious. When I typically say that, my kids will jump into gear and start cleaning up on their own because they know that if it's not fixed, then the next step is we shut everything down. We're cleaning the house from top to bottom. Even if it takes all day, we're going to clean it from top to bottom. So, I mean, that's how we solve that problem. So that was question 1. Question 2 was, will a homeschool education be recognized by colleges? Somebody tell me, answer that question. Will a homeschool education be recognized by colleges? Somebody answer that for me. Oh, thank you so much, Taylor. Taylor, I'm here every Monday and Wednesday at 5 p.m. And I'm thinking about changing that. But if I do, I will put a filler out to see what works best for you guys. Okay. But yeah, for now, at least for the next couple of weeks, every Monday and Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, I am here answering your homeschool questions. Okay. Even if I've answered the same question 18 times, I will answer it for the 19th time. Okay. Don't feel bad. Ask, because somebody may have missed the answer and needs the help. Okay. So there we go. Jazzy T says, absolutely. Okay. The question was, will a homeschool education be recognized by colleges? Absolutely. They love them. They love them because they can already do their independent study. They don't have to be taught how to do it. They've been doing it for years. Okay. They love us. They love us a lot. Okay. All right. Taylor says, yes, a homeschool education will be recognized. There you go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. Number 3 was, I worry about what my kids will miss out on. And we're talking about sports, dances, and school photos. What do we say about that? How do we solve that problem? Y'all, this tea is doing something to me. I love it. Lemon ginger. I should have put it in my steeper. I have the leaves instead of using tea bags. I wasn't thinking. Sorry, y'all. I had a whole conversation with myself. Jazzy T's, yes, homeschool is recognized by colleges. They love kids because they are very independent. There we go. I love it. Y'all listen. I appreciate y'all. Y'all make me feel good when you listen to me, right? All right. So the last question we have is, I worry about my kids missing out on things at school. What do we do about that? Like how do we solve that problem? Anybody? Taylor says, get innovative. Exactly. Come up with your own thing. You worried about them missing school pics? Then you create your own first day of school pics, or you create your own picture day, right? You could do that. You can set up your own picture day for them, have them look all cute, dress nice, get their hair combed, whatever the case may be, pull their hair back, put on some clothes, stop walking around looking crazy. Y'all, my kids look crazy. You can do that, right? Sports, there's all kind of sports. There are homeschool teams, but if not, there are local city teams that you can get involved in. There are dances that you can do. You can do graduations, all that stuff. Get innovative. Here's the thing too. Say for instance, I'm in Texas, right? So I know what's going on here. I know that there are homeschool sports. I know that there are homeschool dances. I know that there are homeschool graduations here in Texas. But say for instance, okay, you're in New York and you don't know. I will flat out start something, okay? Hey, y'all, I have a 17-year-old who wants to play basketball. Are there any homeschool basketball teams? No? Would somebody like to start a homeschool basketball team? Does anybody know what it would take to start a basketball team? I would ask, right? Because 9 times out of 10, you're not the only one looking for that type of situation. Ask, and if you can set it up, if it's in your, power, if that's something you can take on, do it. Get it done. Get it done. Let's see. Jazzy says, yes, you're able to join any school programs. Check with your local schools. Yes, some states you can join school programs as homeschoolers. Some states you can. That is absolutely correct. In Texas, it's called the Tim Tebow law that they just passed, which is stupid. But anyway, they just passed the Tim Tebow law. But there are some very specifics that you have to follow. And the thing about it is that people push for this law thinking it was going to be great, but the school districts get to choose whether or not they accept homeschoolers. So even like the big school districts, like for instance, Fort Worth ISD, who's huge, Dallas ISD, that's huge as well. They're not on the list where they accept it. So they did all of that to not help the people they were trying to help. Like, whatever. Okay. Let's see. Homeschool events in your area. Exactly. I do my own photos, sheet, wall, outside, whatever, with some props. Exactly. Do your own school photos. Join a homeschool pod in your area. Yes, that's an option as well. You're absolutely correct. You're welcome. You're welcome. That's correct. So you have options as far as that's concerned. Okay. Holly says, make your own memories. Exactly, you guys. And the memories, to be honest with you, the memories that we are making with our kids are incredible. Like, they're incredible, y'all. Some of the stuff we'll never be able to get it back. Not these years, right? They'll be moving out of our house, doing their own thing. They won't have time for us anymore, right? Like, these memories that we are making with them right now, the time that we are spending with them is amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love hanging out with my kids. I'm not going to lie. They drive me crazy. And sometimes I tell them, I'm running away. Y'all are driving me nuts. I love them to death. Like, I love them. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Okay. All right, y'all. So listen, I have been on here for almost an hour. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me on this Wednesday, y'all. I was tired. I was worn out, but y'all pumped me up a little bit, got a little bit more gas to keep it moving. Do me a favor. Help your girl out in these homeschool streets, because there are other people out there that are either homeschooling and have questions, or that are interested in homeschooling and don't know where to start or who to ask, or they side-eye homeschoolers and they just want to judge. I want them judgy folks too, because that helps me out, right? I need you to share, like, and comment, okay? Get people into the building. Let's get this homeschooling thing situated, okay? Let's see, my kids are so much happier since homeschooling them. Yeah, it's different, isn't it? Like, it's different. It's different. It's very different. It's different. I love it. But listen, I'm going to jump off of here. Do me a favor. If you can heart me up, if you can thumb me up, whatever it is you can do, if you can share, comment, like, that will be great. Your girl's out here in these homeschool streets giving you all the information for free. I just need you to help me out a little bit. Spread the word, okay? Spread the word that I'm out here. Y'all have an absolutely wonderful, blessed Wednesday. I will see you again on Monday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Not quite sure what we're talking about. I'll come up with a topic and it will be something good, okay? Y'all have an absolutely wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me. Until Monday. Bye, guys.